the investigation started, the case is for the state, right?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to even have a lawyer. We should have a family lawyer just sitting down, representing us. We're just going to be going there just to make our deposition and just see what the public prosecutions are doing. We're not supposed to have a lawyer. You agree with me, sir?
Yeah, you are right.
Yes. So if we are at that point, we are looking at the cost implication of having a son, and at that point we think we didn't need a son, because even at that point, I wouldn't have suggested we need a son, because it's a case of the state against the perpetrators. It started getting to the case we have to employ a son because of where the government is taking the case to.
Yeah.
You understand? So they were the one that opened the wound. They are the one that opened our eyes to the fact that we should have known from the beginning that they were never going to give us justice.
Yeah.
The justice is not going to come on a platter of gold.
That's correct.
It's going to come through sweat.
By hook or by crook.
And that is why we are here.
Yes.
I won't blame Mr. Muiwa. I won't blame you for recommending Udumo Sudan. Even Fadile, when I read the CTC, Fadile didn't do bad.
No, Mr. Muiwa is working with to me. He's a pretender.
To Fadile because I read that CTC. We read it, we analyzed it, and Fadile did not do bad at all in his area of cross-examination. He didn't do bad. But because at that point, he's still not, definitely handling it in December because he was just there till October 25, and he didn't really do bad. I mean, it's just that we started finding out that the government is not going to give us that peace, the justice we want, and that was why we start shopping around for alternatives.
Yeah.
You understand? So it is the fault of the government. Why we are here is because the government are not going to give us what we deserve and what we need. They just want to rub it in our face. They want to make it like as usual, as a regular thing that they do just get away scot-free.
Yeah. Justice for mobile.
Is now, they already know. So what they are trying to do right now is giving us all this they are giving us to go back and look at another route. They are going to go back and look at the options.
Yeah.
We're going to get that justice.
But in a very narrow road, yeah.
We just need to keep pushing hard.
Yeah,
You will
exactly.
agree with me that the only place, the only time we can have peace is when we can have peace and believe we are going to get this justice. If this inquest, if the inquest is able to put all these people on a charge sheet that will go to the DPP, that will recommend criminal charges.
Yeah.
That is only when we can relax. The moment and that is why we need to fight that inquest with all our strength and mind.
Okay.
If eventually criminal recommendation charges are not made, and these people are not on the charge sheet, all we can do again is fight again to reopen an inquest.
Okay. But we hear on the 26th there is another inquest though.
So it is still the same government. And when we eventually will get to the criminal court, Baba's legal team will not be forefront. It is still going to be the state. We will have to apply to be part of the legal team that will be sitting in front. You understand? I'm just saying it that what we should do right now is focus on making sure every resources we have, we put it in to make sure these people are pinned down.
Yeah. We need to go prison.
This entertainment lawyer, Fadile, they have been able to establish two facts against the wife of the deceased. The two things they've been able to establish is that the lady in particular, the woman in particular, neglect the husband even at the time of need. She was cooking when a nurse she has never come in contact with was
minister injection to the husband.
She was cooking rice. At different times, that was put to her. And the lawyer now said that it shows that you are not in charge of your own.
Exactly. How would you say you leave your husband for a stranger?
He now said, at what point do you think you are in charge of your own? When you send someone to go and buy Panadol that your husband will use. Where Why did you check the Panadol or the paracetamol?
If
He
it's
said
expired.
It was the day after they buried Mohbad. That was when he went to go and check the Panadol to see if it was a fake one or original one. If it was a fake or expired.
Oh. Oh,
So a couple of
me.
things were established. She chose to be cooking rice.
Uh,
Why a nurse that has never treated the husband before was administering medication or
in the
injection.
house. For a man who was
And
sick,
the judge
critically
didn't know to us
ill.
that you said
the
she
floor
was putting
weak.
it in the veins. And the judge is asking, are you sure it is injection that they are passing in the veins? Because we all know that it is majorly drip. I mean, something like drip that
Yeah.
goes in that aspect. It is upper arm or the buttocks that injection goes to. Are you sure you saw it? She not said, well, I noticed that when she was bringing out the syringe, my husband was saying, take it out, take it out, take it out. They have pinned her down. All we need to do is just expose, expatiate, analyze
The area.
on those areas.
Yeah.
Now, Adura has said that at 3 different times, Adura has established that the nurse did not go with them to the hospital.
Okay.
You read that Adura's statistic very well. At 3 different times. And the family objected to that line of question because she was leading Adura to retract the answer.
Okay.
And Adura did not. At 2 times, he did not retract because he was telling the truth. And when she now finally had the opportunity, she now said, let us close the gap. You agree with me that the nurse was with her at the hospital? Then he now said yes.
Oh.
He now started trying to wrap up that area. Those are angles we need to start putting out there.
Yeah.
If the nurse, you have had a contact with the nurse, if the nurse has said that, and I think about that statement because this is not the first time I'm hearing that statement. And I put this statement together and I said that if the nurse that means it is something that has happened in that house. Now, looking at the CTC where Adura said that the nurse will not go with them to the hospital, I would believe that the nurse did not get to treat and left without
Justice for Mohbad, guys.
Possibly the nurse treated Mohbad and nothing happened.
Exactly.
They're just trying to pin it on the nurse.
That's correct.
Putting all those contexts together, we need to start.
Those are part of the
those
scripts
aspects
Wumi write for them.
where they have been exposed. They think they are smart. But we can figure it out. We can emphasize on those angles to make sure these people does not get away with these things.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'll need to now and I'll allow somebody else to speak.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Justice for Mohbad.
Yeah.
Just somebody else to speak.
Okay, does Moses want to say something or Love by Faith or anybody want to say something? Come in, Moses. Love by Faith, do you want to say something?
Okay, Brian. At this point now, I'm just watching you guys. Like I will be done. We're in this together.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. A pet check, lady, Iron Lady, do you want to say something or comment?
Mr. Bayo, I think you've made some very cogent points as regards the manner and the testimonies of Adura. And I think if I may buttress on what you have just said, and that's the reason why we keep on saying that we have an edge on this matter. We have a strong edge, and the only thing we need to do is get back on our track as much as possible and put in more strength and effort and
justice for Mohbad,
to
guys.
understand that the stage at which we are now is not the stage where people need to start losing hope. Even I myself, I was already losing hope in one way or the other when I actually realized that there are a lot of things that I'm not seeing that is actually available and is to our advantage. And the only thing we need to do is to just harness this opportunity. And like we have said before, the collaboration is the key point there. And you know, I keep on saying something that most of us, we went deep into this matter. We went on that.
Putting all those contexts together, we need to start. They think they are smart.
Yeah.
But we can figure it out. We can emphasize on those angles to make sure these people does not get away with these things. You understand? So I'll mute now and I'll allow somebody else to speak. And if Mr. Yeah.
Get somebody else to speak.
Okay, does Moses want to say something, or Love by Faith, or anybody want to say something? Come in, Moses. Love by Faith, do you want to say something?
Okay, Brian. At this point now, I'm just watching you guys. Like I will be done. We're in this together.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sister. Thank you.
You've made some very cogent points as regards the manner and the testimonies of Adura. And I think if I may buttress on what you have just said, and that's the reason why we keep on saying that we have an edge on this matter.
Yeah.
We have a strong edge, and the only thing we need to do is get back on our track as much as possible and put in more strength and effort and try to make people to understand that the stage at which we are now is not the stage where people need to start losing hope. Even I myself, I was already losing hope in one way or the other when I actually realized that there are a lot of things that I'm not seeing that is actually available and is to our advantage. And the only thing we need to do is to just harness those opportunities. And like we have said before, the collaboration is the key point there. And you know, I keep on saying something that most of us, we went deep into this matter, we went underground, we did a lot of investigation, we met some people, we had interactions with them, and we had a lot of us had some good information in our hands. And like I said, most times these lawyers, they rely on what happened in the court, and that is what they dealt with. And we need to put into consideration external efforts, external factors, people who have done some private assignments on their own. to feed the lawyers some information that would be very, very easy for them to do their work, which is very important, you know. And I think we've been able to break an order, and that order is these people that are around the father late last month, upper month, that are doing like a champion and even as if they are doing something reasonable, and at the end of the day, we can't see what they are doing. I think that's another achievement that we've made.
Exactly.
That
Justiceformohbad.
And you know, the gate is now open to the good lawyers that we have, left and right, and even at the center. And you will even be very, very surprised that some wonderful lawyers are in the court, that their names are not mentioned, and they are not being paid, they are not hired, except some of us that go to court, we have some change in our hand, and we decide to exchange some handshake with them. Those ones, they are doing great. There was a woman, in fact, the last inquest, the woman that cross-examined Prime Boy, cross-examined Prime Boy for almost 45 minutes. Mrs. Akande, Barrister Mrs. Akande, that woman does not belong to Shitu. She does not belong to Odumosu. She does not belong to Macaulay and Smith. She was just a pro bono lawyer who was interested in that case and has been coming to court since that time. And she did a fantastic job. She cross-examined Prime Boy for good 45 minutes.
Exactly.
Where do we put that account? You know, those are private lawyers who have personal interest in the case. You understand? So I think the whole matter is taking a different dimension, and like people are getting tired. We need to start encouraging ourselves and make sure that we give them full support. Like I've been mentioning something since last year, and when we used to take permission or approval from somebody, that era is now gone. Like I was having the opinion that we need to be making noise in the press often and often.
Guys, like and share justice.
Press conference after the court section. That thing has been on the table since last year, early this year to February, trying to seek approval from the family representative, you know. But up to now, nothing has been done about it. But the way it is now, we have an open door. We can have interaction with the lawyers and chip in our opinion. And I'm believing, by the grace of God, probably by the time we go for next inquest, probably we are going to have a structured and well-organized press conference where we invite all the media.
Comrade, I hate to be a bearer of bad news or good news, either way you want to see it. There's something going on in the comment section that they just had Koba or something like that.
Who
so
again?
Please, maybe you guys want to confirm that. Lady Eris, have you heard about that?
Well,
comrade, have you heard that?
Well, as far as Koba is concerned, I am the one who was championing that cause. And
but that was
as at yesterday, and as at day before yesterday, and as at today, I've not had any discussion with Koba as regards this matter. And I don't think that information could be true. If at all the higher Koba is my grandfather.
Comrade, hold on. Don't just debunk that statement. Just say you don't know. Don't say it's not true or it's right.
That's what saying. That's what I'm saying. As of today, I've not been informed about that.
Okay, carry on your discussion. I just carry on your discussion.
Yeah, so by the grace of God, I'm believing that by next inquest, we are going to have a well-organized press conference. We are going to carry out the both sides of the legal team and both one in the middle. And probably we are going to get the attention of the public, more awareness from the international community, and so on and so forth. So I think that's it, Bayo.
Mario, carry on, please, okay? Thank you. You can moderate.
Okay, yeah. Petke, you said you called you. You want to say something? On the way forward.
Okay, way forward. Comrade has spoken well. And way forward, well, with this new news that I just filtered in, if it's true, Abakuba has been hired. Who hired him? Is it by us? Is it by another team? I don't know. If he's been hired to us, it's also a good news. Well, how do I mean? I have said it before that this case can take as many sons as possible.
Okay.
All we need is result.
Exactly.
And way forward. At this point, with the few things we've said, I can tell you that we are moving forward already. All this legal team needs now, because we are seriously trying online. Is the truth. We are trying. We are not resting. We keep saying. I can say we are the ones that didn't allow this case to die down. We are the one putting pressure on the government. So if our legal team now can just do their job very well, I tell you, we are there. So way forward, they should team up. I've said it before. And focus and go for the justice needed. Then they should have get or write to some central bodies, or yes, let me use that word. What kind of body do I mean? I mean there are some bodies. The case they are fighting now is of government interest. And if you are fighting case that government has interest, it means you as a lawyer, you must be careful, because they can always rope you at any time just to scare you out of the case. Now, what do they need to do? They need to connect themselves to some bodies that are internationally related, that could really put pressure on the government to do the needful. These are the things I'm expecting from them now. They need to align with human rights. They need to align with what's the name of these people? There are many of them like that. Please, I've lost my thought anyway. There are many of them like that. They need to align themselves with them so they can always back them up. By the time they are firing from this other side, those ones too will be firing the government. Before you know, everybody will just want to do what is right. I think these are the way forward.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teacher. Mr. K. Yeah, go ahead. Mr. K. Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I've been here listening to everybody from left and right. I would just like to state this clearly that despite the fact that we are all seeking for justice, we all need to refrain ourselves from getting involved in who lead who stand below who when it comes to this legal team. I believe we should just limit our comment and statement to supporting the cause for justice and allow the son to decide who is at the top of this legal team, instead of us coming on here saying Shitu will not be under Wahab, and Shitu will not be under Bankole will not be under Abakuba. They all know who is a leader among the three of them. It is purely their decision, not ours to make. We should stop laying more emphasis on this leadership. That is where the problem keep coming up. With that being said, at this point in time, I actually don't see a major need for Odumosu to still be in this case. If
Exactly.
the previous lawyer could be let go, I believe
Justice for Mohbad
should be that of Odumosu at this point in time. Odumosu is not going to give instruction to this son.
Not
We
all.
all know that. There is no two way about it. We should just hand over everything to the son and let them do their job to the best of their ability. Let Odumosu step aside completely. He's not going to give instruction to them. He's not going to make any point. Keep him in there. As long as they've paid him what he wanted for that DNA case, let him just hand over same way it was handed over to him, and then the son can complete the job.
Exactly.
That is my view. Thank you.
Thank you very much.